The Roman Republic. The beginning of Rome. In century 8 BC, Rome was a small city-state. Between century 620 and 510 BC, it was governed by the Etruscan kings. In century 510 BC, the Romans were tired of the Etruscan kings, so they drove the last king out of the city. From now on, Rome was a republic. The Roman Republic was divided into plebeians and patricians. The plebeians were poor people, farmers, merchants, slaves, etc. The patricians were rich landowners and were divided into councils, magistrates, the Senate, and the citizens' assembly. The consuls were 2 elected each year from the patricians' class. They were in charge of the government and were helped by the magistrates. The magistrates were chosen from the patrician class and they did various jobs, like collecting taxes, secretarial work, etc. After they had served their time, they became senators and sat in the Senate. The Senate was a council of wise men who gave advice to the magistrates and the consuls. Then, the citizens' assembly was made of patricians and plebeians. Everyone could vote, but the system was fixed so that the patricians always won. But the plebeians were angry, because the patricians were more in number and they were more powerful.
We want the government to change.
So, in 494 BC, the plebeians told the patricians that if the government wasn't changed, they would go on a strike. The patricians listened their demands, and from now on, the plebs were allowed to elect 2 tribunes to represent them in the Senate. The conquest of Italy. By 269 BC, the Romans had conquered almost the whole Italy. The Punic Wars. By 269 BC, Rome had grown into a very powerful city. So, the sea traders of Carthage in North Africa were worried about the growth of Rome's power. The first battle was in 264 BC. The Romans built a boat so that they could attack the Carthaginians at sea. They won the battle and conquered Messina in Sicily. The Second War broke out in 218 BC. It was won by the Romans. Finally, in 150 BC, in the Third War, the Romans captured the city of Carthage and burned it down. The end of the Republic. Between 133 BC and 73 BC, the Republic faced serious problems. There were competitions between generals, civil wars, and slaves rebellions. In century 27 BC, the Roman Republic was finished.